Hey everybody, welcome back to the PK Sportscast. I'm your boy John, aka that PK boy. I am here with Caleb today. How's it going, man?
What's good, man? It's going good this way. How you doing?
Doing fantastic. Just so everybody knows, format of the show today is going to be just a little bit different due to some scheduling conflicts. I'm going to have Caleb in for the first half of the show. We're going to bring Mango and Knock in for the second half. Anyways, with that said, we're going to jump right into it. Caleb, let's just go ahead and talk about these Chiefs, man. We're actually playing this week. We got the first game of the playoffs, or I'm sorry, of the divisional round of the playoffs, and it's going to be hosting Jacksonville. How are you feeling about that game?
I think this is going to be a sleeper team, man. Listen, they got hot at the right time. I know they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, and specifically didn't have his best performance in the first half against the Chargers in Wild Card Weekend. But man, listen, they got it together. That team mentally, they have a really strong mentality. You have to have a very strong mentality to be able to come back from a 27-point deficit in the playoffs at that. You got to have something special there. Don't sleep on this team. I still think Kansas City will get it done, but don't. I'm seeing some of our fellow Chiefs Nation on Twitter, man, and they're talking about what are you guys worried about? We're gonna steamroll this team, and you know what? That's where going in with that mentality. That's what makes teams lose. So I don't think we can sleep on. You're in the playoffs this far. You can't sleep on anybody. Especially Jacksonville. I know their record. I think they're better than what their record shows. They really picked it up in the second half of the season. So uh, don't sleep on this team. Don't sleep on Trevor Lawrence. That dude is he's well on his way. And like I said, of course, any team worries me at this point in time. But this is a team that I hope Kansas City takes seriously and they prepare for. Because if not, they really can't get punched in the mouth. So I just hope we put our heads down, just do what the Chiefs do best. Hope we come out of this game with a W.
Definitely, man. I mean, we're going to need our defense to step up. I mean, the Jaguars, as much as it's weird for people to say, like they got a good offense, man. Like they know what they're doing. They obviously didn't have the best first half against the Chargers, but they pulled it together. And totally agree with what you said, man. It takes a strong mentality to be able to overcome a deficit like that, especially in a playoff game when you've thrown 4 interceptions. Trevor Lawrence, he bounced back, and you know everyone's talking about how like he's the GOAT. I've seen it on dude on First Things First was talking about Trevor Lawrence was that dude and all this. And it's like, he's solid for sure. The dude's a winner. He knows what he's doing, but pump the brakes. He did start off the game with 4 picks. They didn't just disappear. All right. But they went down, they scored on four scores on 4 drives to win the game. That's good work. So can't be mad at that. Just shows the Chiefs cannot let things go. If they're up 27-0, they cannot hold back. Andy Reid is known for kind of pumping the brakes whenever we get a big lead. So hopefully that is not the case this week. Hopefully we can just maintain a massive lead. But I'm not going to go in like some fans assuming that we'll have that lead just to start. I mean, if we go in there feeling like it's going to be easy, we might get smacked in the mouth, man. I mean, they got a solid run game and pass game. We would just have to hope that their defense ain't having a great day as well. But at the same time, not extremely concerned.
I don't know. I don't know how anybody can go with today. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
you're
Today's
good.
league,
You're good.
in today's league, I don't know how you can be so confident in anything. We've seen so many in the last 2-3 years. We've seen so many blown leads. I don't know how you can just be so confident that your team's just going to score 40 and it's going to be a blowout. You can't think like that anymore, dude. The game's changed, and anybody can score on any given day. It just to say that we're not worried. I mean, like, you're comfortable. I get it, but to say that a team can't just erase a 27-point deficit that we just saw happen. I think that's a little crazy. So
We saw a lot of comebacks this year. I mean, they weren't all as massive as that, but I mean, we saw the biggest comeback in history. Minnesota over the Colts a handful of weeks back. Like, you never know what's going to happen. You can't even be comfortable with up 30.
oh,
So, yeah, man, I think it'll be a good game. We just got to keep it on them, and our defense has to show up. But again, I'm not super concerned. We played about halfway through the season in week 10. It was 27-17. And honestly, they scored a garbage time touchdown at that. So I think that we've got this one in the bag, but I'm not going to go in saying we're going to, like they said, demolish this team and beat them by 30. As awesome as that would be, I think it's going to be maybe like what I'm hoping for is a 10, 11 point game, but it could be a lot closer. So they just got to stay on it, man. I don't know. It depends on what Chiefs show up, right?
Exactly.
We've seen a there have been times we've looked really good this year, but at the same time, like just playing devil's advocate, man, we've lost to the teams that matter. We lost to the Bengals. We lost to the Bills. Uh, you know, we beat Jacksonville, but Jacksonville's on a hot streak right now. They're feeling good about themselves. They just came back and won their division. They just came back and won their first playoff game since Blake Bortles took them to the AFC chip. That just I say it because it always makes me laugh when I say it. But
that seems like a century ago.
It was only like 6 years ago. That's the
I know that's
part.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean they're a solid team, dude. We can't let them just run over us or anything thinking we're going to win. So anyways, hopefully we can establish a good run game. I'm ready to see what Pacheco's going to do, man, because we've still got some injuries that are kind of lingering. We've shown that we can win without McCole Hardman, but sure would be nice for him to be able to suit up. I don't know, man. We'll just see. Like that Chiefs offense is just so much different than last year in the playoffs. So I'm very curious to see. I had a lot of faith in us until those last couple weeks, man. We played some garbage teams and we played some pretty shitty games, man.
Yeah.
Like we did not win against, the Broncos like we should have. Who was it? The Texans. Like we haven't looked.
We didn't
amazing.
look good. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, so if we play like we have against the Broncos this season, then I will be very concerned because the Jacksonville Jags are way better than the Broncos are. But with that said, I got Kansas City marked down 31-20 this week, man. Just a little shout out to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, see, I got it a little bit closer than that. I'm looking at 28-24, man. I just
Kansas City?
Yeah, Kansas City. I got Kansas City coming out on top, of course, but again, this is if we see the Kansas City that lost to Indianapolis, if we saw the team that barely squeaked out a win against Vegas or Denver, I think we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. But we'll just have to see, man, because I'm ready for it. Like I have the jitters, dude. I cannot wait for this game. I can't wait to get it over with because I am a little nervous, but you know what? I'm still confident the boys will take it home.
All right. I'm with that all the way. Chiefs to the AFC chip again. Let's move on over to a game that might be a little more questionable, potentially. New York Giants, feeling hot, just upset the Vikings. They're going to move on over into Philly to take them on. We got a interesting fact, by the way. There are 3 NFC East teams out of the 4 playoff teams in the NFC. I just have to say that San Francisco is all alone with the NFC East over there, and I think that it's hilarious because at the beginning of the year even, we just made fun of the NFC East. No one expected them to make the bounce back that they did this year. Even Washington went exactly 500 somehow in an odd even number of games because they tied and went 8-8. 8-1. I'm sorry. So, anyways, NFC East looking good in the playoffs, but we got a big matchup here between the Giants and Eagles. What do you think is going to happen, Caleb?
Like you said, I think this one's going to be a little questionable, man. I see Philadelphia. They also won some close games this season, but that being said, they are obviously able to close out these games, and the Giants. For someone, I'm going to call myself out here for saying that New York football might as well not even exist. This is incredible for them to come into the playoffs and upset the Vikings. But I've been telling y'all about Cousins anyway. That's a different story for another day. No, stop it.
I told y'all it was going to happen too, man. I knew where the limit was with Kirk Thuggins, and that was regular season end. Sorry,
anyway. It was Kirk Cousins, but no, from the Giants to go from we were dogging them at the start of the season. Give credit to the Jets too, but the Giants especially. Great for them. They got a playoff win against the Vikings. I think their Cinderella run will stop short in Philadelphia. I have Philadelphia winning this one 24-17. I'm starting to wonder if Philly won't put more on that. I just don't think the Giants. I don't think they have enough to compete with that Philly team. Could be, like I said, any given day. As you pointed out in when we were talking a little bit earlier, that Philly only beat New York by 6 late in the season, regular season, but playoffs is a different story, man. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are just that much better of a football team, and I think, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this is more than a one-score game when it concludes.
Yeah. Kind of bouncing off that. I mean, I did say that the score was very close. Week 18, both teams. I mean, Giants playing for a playoff spot, Philly playing for the number 1 seed. If they would have lost, they would have lost their seed to San Francisco. So they were definitely playing hard. And so with it being a 22-16 matchup in Week 18, I figured it's got to be close, man. Giants play with a lot of heart, dude. They're not my favorite team by any means. I rarely ever root for them. Being a partly Eagles fan because my mom. Shout out, mom. I just don't see them pulling it out, but I think they're going to make it a close game. I've got Philly written down 27-24 overtime. I think, and the overtime is just for just a little icing on there, but I do think it's going to be a 3-point game. Giants are playing, like I said, with a ton of heart right now. Danny Dimes, who I rarely ever give credit to, the Crimson Chin, and he's out there. He threw for 300 yards, and dude's balling. Dude's balling right now. Balling. He's ready to go. It wasn't just Saquon carrying him, man. That dude, Danny Dimes, was out there. So I think he's going to come out here and try something again. Granted, Eagles defense has shown to be a little bit better than Minnesota's this year, so I think they're going to be stopped short because of that. But I think they're going to put up a really good fight, man. That's a good football team, and they certainly deserve to exist.
Listen, man, listen. You know what? I'm gonna have to eat that. I wasn't really familiar with their game. You know what I'm saying?
Me too. I'm pretty sure I had a Danny Dimes can't do it take earlier this season too. So I totally get it, man. That team's impressive, man, but they're not getting past Philadelphia, man.
No, not surprised. This year. Too early. I think they'll be a force here in the next couple of years. But yeah, this is.
No. But impressive win on. Against the Vikings, and I kind of want to dive before we jump to the next game. I want to dive a little back into their game against Minnesota this last week because we were talking about Kirk Thuggins. We both knew he wasn't going to do it outside the regular season. Do you know what we did know he was going to do, though? And do you know why I came on this show last week and I said, hey, just so you guys know, Giants are going to win this game? Because Kirk, and I know he was about to get smacked by a defensive lineman, but he threw a check down on 4th and 8?
Yes.
4th and 8. He threw a 3-yard pass to the 6th slowest guy on the damn team. He threw it to a tight end. I don't know, man. That's just some Kirk stuff right there. Now, I will say that game, everyone's putting it all on Kirk. While that was an embarrassing play, you got to blame the defense, though. Defense couldn't stop anything.
I was going to say, Kirk Cousins, you start looking at the stats. If you didn't watch the game, you look at it, 31 of 39, 273, 2 tutty. Start to look at that.
He played an Alex Smith game. He was completion percentage. He was game managing.
Right. You start looking at it, it's that's not terrible. What happened? And then you go and watch the highlights, but you got to blame the defense, dude. They couldn't stop a flag football team, it seemed like.
I could tell from the first touchdown. I was like, well, I think that even though they just did that touchdown to tie it up, when Saquon ran up that left sideline, I was just like, oh, yeah, man, that looked bad. This dude ran by 6 defenders. I was like, I was so surprised nobody got him. Yeah, they couldn't stop a nosebleed, dude. And they were tricking the team, man. They had a really interesting play, man. They had people running into each other. Even Harrison Smith, one of the best safeties. This dude, they were hitting these like different like fakes to the right, then they would hand off left, and with those little misdirections, they were getting people to just run right into each other. Go back and watch some of those plays. It's pretty funny, actually. But anyways, man, next big game, I think arguably the biggest game of the weekend. Cincinnati at Buffalo. I mean, it's the rematch of the game that never happened, right? Do personally, should it start at 7-3? Maybe, I don't know, but no, it's playoffs. But man, I'm having a hard time with guessing. Like, I'm still like, I wrote something down just in case I got blocked up like this, but I really don't know where to go on this game. I think both teams are amazing. What do you think's going to happen, man, with Cincinnati and Buffalo?
This is going to be an emotional game anyway with the recent events that took place in the in the regular season.
Of course.
But respects to him, and very, very, very happy to hear that he's doing okay.
Damar Hamlin. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And that being said, dude, I don't know. This has the potential to be. I don't think it's going to be the shootout it was in Kansas City in the AFC Championship game. I don't think it's going to be that, but not the championship game. You know what I'm talking about? The game against Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I think this is going to be one of the best games that we have seen. I don't know what way. I think I ended up throwing a number out there. I think it's going to be Buffalo 35-31. I don't. I think this has the potential to be like, it's going to be crazy. Selfishly, I would love to see Cincinnati win just so we have, game at Arrowhead. But my gut tells me.
Line.
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. That's just the selfish me. But my gut's telling me, man. My gut's telling me Buffalo's going to come out with this win. Buffalo was my Super Bowl favorites coming, starting the season, and I think it could go either way. But Buffalo, if I had to put money on it, Buffalo's going to come out of this game with a win.
I can see why you'd say that. I think everybody's saying Buffalo's supposed to win. And I guess statistics show you probably should put it on Buffalo. But I'm going to say, man, Cincinnati is the hottest team rolling into these playoffs right now, outside of the NFC side with San Francisco. I think that the Bengals are kind of the team to beat right now. They're also defending AFC champions. They're not like, no one believed that they would make the Super Bowl last year, by the way. They came in, I don't even think that they won their division last year. They were either 4th or 5th seed, I'm pretty sure, last year. No one expected anything from them, and they ended up going to the Super Bowl. So do I think them as a 3 seed? And in the canceled game, they were up on Buffalo. It was the first quarter, so it's hard to say. But, like, they came out hot. Mm-hmm. They came out looking like they would play a good game. Buffalo does have an emotional tie to it now, though. Of course, it is going to be a very emotional game, so that's, of course, going to make a lot of changes here. Like, these aren't robots playing, so, of course, like, there's going to be some emotion into it. So I think that's why I say it's going to be the best game of the weekend. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Both teams are equally scary. But I got it written out, man. Cincinnati 30-24 in overtime, but that overtime is a touchdown. 30-24, because I think it's gonna be low scoring up until the end. I could honestly see the halftime score being like 7-10. Like, I think it's gonna be a defensive game with some late scores. I'm just saying. I'm putting it at the specifics so that when y'all see it's 7-10 at halftime, you guys can let me know.
I think Cincinnati's gonna lead. I just don't know that they're gonna lead late. I think this is gonna. I think it's gonna be a back and forth game, and I think this is gonna come down to a final play.
I think it's gonna come down to turnovers because both teams have decent defenses. Buffalo's has looked a little piss poor lately, though. Yes. Neither team looked amazing in their playoff game. Buffalo let Miami with their third string rookie quarterback put up 31 points. Cincinnati's defense looked good, but their offense didn't. They
Yeah.
barely beat a Lamarless Baltimore team. So it's very hard to tell who's got the most, I guess, like gaps in their team. I don't know who's going to come out on top here, but, the line that you stole from me, selfishly, I want Cincinnati to win so that we can host another AFC championship at Arrowhead. We need to go ahead and bring that game over here. Atlanta's got plenty of stuff they can do this offseason. They don't need to have but part of me also part of me also thinks with how big of a deal they made it that they selected Atlanta as a location that like there's no way it's not a Chiefs Bills matchup. I don't know, but I'm still rolling Cincinnati 30-24. Put it down 10-7 at halftime.
10-7 at halftime. See, no, nah. See, I think the way I see it is Cincinnati is going to go up on top. They're going to score 21 quick. Then I think they're going to kind of fizzle out. I think Josh Allen's going to do Josh Allen things. I think they're going to come back in the third quarter. It's going to go head to head in the fourth. I don't see a situation where Cincinnati wins the game. I just don't.
I'm telling you, bro, Buffalo up 24-17 in the fourth quarter. Joey Burrow gets that motherfucking ball. He throws that bitch down there to Jamar. He almost gets touchdown, but Joe Mixon puts it in 24-24. It goes to overtime, and then T. Higgins with the touchdown to win the entire game.
We'll just have to see, man.
I just wrote it out hella detailed for y'all, man.
Yeah,
just letting you know.
You did.
I'm letting you know how it's going to go down. So, one more thing before we move on. We were talking about the Buffalo-Miami. I just have to say, people are giving Mike McDaniels shit because they had some trouble there. If anyone was actually watching the game, it was a freaking awesome game to watch. It's probably my favorite game of the week. They wasted all their timeouts trying to avoid delay of games, and then they still ended up with a delay of game. And on a 4th and 1 situation, they pushed it to 4th and 6, and ultimately they turned over the ball on downs, and Buffalo ran out the clock. And everyone's giving McDaniels shit for not getting the plays in time, and that could be the case. But I will say this, man: you're going up against the Super Bowl favorite outside of Kansas City. They're the second one, and you've got your third-string quarterback, a rookie out of K-State, who has proven not to have the best of stats in the games that he played earlier this season. He's your third string. Teddy's out too. And you put up 31. You were down 17-0. You were down 17-0. You come back to make it a 31-34 game that came down to the wire, by the way. If they wouldn't have ruled that last play a first down, that very well could have become a tie game.
Mm-hmm.
And if they wouldn't have got to delay, they were so close to winning that game with that. So give McDaniels all the shit you want to, but you're wrong. The dude coached a hell of a team without having his quarterback most of the year. They had all this, bad press about the Tua situation, and they still managed to go out there and make the playoffs and almost beat Buffalo in the first round. Kudos. Good job, Mike McDaniels. I know the man may look like a pothead, but you can't treat the man like he ain't doing nothing over there. So just wanted to say that.
If you would have told me even a month ago that Miami would be playing with their third string rookie quarterback at a K-State against Buffalo in the wild card round, and he would have went 18-45 with 2 ugly picks, and Buffalo only won by 3, I would have looked at you and slapped you in your face. That's insanity. You start looking at the stats and go, what? 18-45? And you only won by 3.
It's almost like I came on this show last week and said that Miami was only going to lose by 3. Is this? Oh man, wait! I said that verbatim. I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. Sorry, we won't talk about that. Go ahead. So,
Nostradamus Jr.
Hey man, I knew that shit was going to happen. I also told you the Giants were going to beat Minnesota. What I did not tell you was going to happen is this though. Dallas plays San Francisco this week. Oh man, Dallas at San Francisco, man. Some would say, if not Cincinnati, Buffalo, that this is the game of the week. I can't disagree. Two best defenses going up against each other. At least, what I think of the two best defenses in this postseason. Caleb, what you got, man? San Francisco and Dallas. You've been rolling San Francisco hard the last several weeks, man.
All right, listen. So I know I stole one of your lines earlier, um, and you stole one of mine when you had said the hottest team in the league. Do we realize that this San Francisco team has won now 11 straight games? They have not lost since October.
They don't play anybody though. They haven't played anybody.
Doesn't matter. It's
Sorry,
the
I'm
NFL.
not there yet.
It's the NFL, dude. We can see that these teams, anybody can lose. Buffalo could have lost. Cincy could have very well lost. It's any given game, man. And it's the Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to Cowboy. They had their first playoff road win in 30 years. The Cowboys are going to lose this game. I think it's going to be pretty close. I have San Francisco 23-17 on a touchdown in overtime. But I don't. San Francisco, man, it's the hottest team in the league. I get that, they face some injuries, whatever the case may be. That I don't have Dallas winning this game. I think they're going to end up doing Cowboy things. I'm sorry. Somebody said that I'm a hater like Stephen A. And I'm like, get out of my face. I'm nothing like Stephen A. Smith. So stop with that. But I will say, in one thing we have in common, I don't have confidence in the Cowboys. I know they finally beat, Tampa, made Tom Brady look abysmal. Tom Brady finally looks terrible. But no, Dallas is not winning this game. I just don't see it happening. Why? What you got on it? Why you're over there talking about what you got, Caleb?
I'm just still pissed off about Tampa Bay looking like shit, man. I gotta pay this motherfucker Marengo $37 because of this bitch ass Tom Brady. So
I wouldn't pay up nothing. Fuck that.
Man,
excuse my language.
Listen, I'm sending. I invoiced him already. I already sent it, but I don't know. I might need to change it. I think I might have sent it to Giselle's house. So let me say, fuck Tom Brady for that. Because every time I bet with him, he loses. Every time I bet against him, this man wins, and I'm tired of it. I'll never do it again. I hope he retires. So now let's talk about teams that are in the playoffs.
Well, he's
Dallas
like 63.
And San Francisco. I don't care. Okay. So, anyways, the quarterback that is playing against Dallas, and his lifespan has been shorter than Tom Brady's career, Brock Purdy. I don't think that he's seen a defense like Dallas's yet. I don't think that he's really ready for that trouble. But maybe he is. They haven't really played anybody. I think that they're a hot team. I think they're going to do a really good job. But Dallas is looking hot. They just, show that they can put up some numbers. I know it was against boo-boo-ass Tampa Bay, but I think the difference I see here is that both defenses in this game are amazing. The offenses for both teams are a little bit different. Dallas has a better offense and just a more seasoned team. They have more chemistry. Obviously, you can't say they have any playoff experience other than the one game they won against Seattle, 3 or 4 seasons ago. I just don't know if Brock Purdy can lead the team like that unless Christian McCaffrey has an amazing game. We'll see. I've got Dallas winning this one 24-13.
See, the thing I'm thinking is, I think the Niners defense is going to get to Dak more than the Cowboys defense is going to get to Brock. Did you watch the game on Monday night? Yes, I did.
Micah Parsons is on your ass. I'm just saying, if I'm Brock Purdy, I don't want Micah Parsons on me right now. That's just the problem, bro. And I don't see it with San Francisco. I also think that Dak's just better. I mean, he's good with the check down game. They got 2 fresh legs and amazing superstars in Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. The fact that they can just continuously rotate those 2 out, give them both 18 attempts a game plus checkdowns, to keep fresh legs like that in the backfield is crazy. Christian McCaffrey may be there. They got Deebo Samuel. But like they don't have the weapons that Dallas does. They got CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Dalton Schultz, or Dallas Schultz, whatever the hell his fucking name is. This dude had 2 touchdowns on Monday night. Um, they're balling. They're balling right now. It's hard to see Dallas slow down too much. I don't think they're going to go and put up 31 like they did against Dallas or against Tampa. I got it 24-13 though, man. Like they've just got a better offense.
What Dak are we going to see?
Oh, I don't know. If he's throwing picks, it ain't going to be great.
I was going to say.
I'm telling you, man. They look for real, bro. I said at the beginning of the season, as much as I didn't want to admit it, I said it at the beginning of the season. I've never in my life seen Knock root for the Cowboys, and I've never seen Skip Bayless say that they won't make the Super Bowl. Knock rooted for them, and Skip Bayless bailed on them. I told you at the beginning of the season, something odd just happened. It's not normal. I think they actually have a chance this year because of that.
They got to make extra points first.
Look, I'll be honest with you, bro. I put 24-13 because I figured 4 touchdowns and 4 missed PATs, right? That's what happened this last week. That's why it was 24, not 28.
I'm just saying, man.
Nah, bro, he ain't kicking this week. I promise you, they're going to have the punter out there. They going for 2. Did y'all see the little soundbite? Or it wasn't a soundbite, it was just a little clip of him. You could see his mouth. Dak was looking, and he missed that, it was either the 3rd or 4th when he missed. And he slammed his helmet on the bench, and he looked, and he was like, go for fucking 2.
Did he really? No,
clip?
I didn't see that.
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was pissed. He was pissed, bro.
Wouldn't you be?
How could you not?
Right.
I mean, I'm telling you, man, if they would have caught prime Tom Brady, that shit would have cost them dearly. If they would have lost that by 1 game or by 1 point or went into overtime or anything, bro, they would have mobbed on that. He wouldn't even, you know how they're always worried about the crowd mobbing the kicker? Nah, bro. Like, they would have had Micah Parsons back there beating his ass. Like,
that would not have been good for that young dude, bro.
Nah, man. That was just all bad. And, we'll see what happens this upcoming week. I'm taking the over on missed field goals and extra points, though.
I think you'd have a pretty good case.
I'm going for 2 missed. 2 missed. If they even give him that many attempts.
Hey, I was going to say if they give him that many attempts, you know what? I'm going to say only 1. I'm going to say only 1. But hey, listen, I'm just saying he missed his 4th in the 3rd quarter.
Listen, he missed the last PAT in the last game, so that makes it 5 in a row. He made the last one though. He did make the last one. I will give him credit for that. He made one at the end of the game. He's changed man because you already know before he made that last one, they said, hey, listen, either that ball's going to go in or your ass is out. Do you want a ring or not?
He said, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
No shit, man. No, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this man goes 5 for 5 this week because his ass is on thin ice right now.
He better hope so.
He better hope so. Well, what was the score prediction? Just a reminder. You said San Francisco. What was the score you put?
23-17. Touchdown
23-17.
Yeah.
Touchdown in overtime. Damn. Okay. All right. Can that be my surprise for the week that Caleb thinks that San Francisco is going to win in overtime? No, I'm just fucking around. All right.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
No. What's your surprise, man? I'll go ahead and throw it to you first.
Kind of outside of KD getting hurt, nothing really of significance to note. But man, I keep going back to it. I keep finding my way into the NBA. I think my surprise has got to be everybody's just playing so well so far. There's teams that just are in the NBA, and the Memphis Grizzlies have won 8 straight. They are on fire. I know this whole episode, this whole segment was about NFL, but the Grizzlies, man, I know we've been talking about the Nuggets here lately. If we've been talking about anything on the show, and to win 8 straight in this Western Conference, it's hard to do that anyway. But the Grizzlies, man, John Morant's hooping. He's got some help. Desmond Bane's hooping. I think this is a good team. I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, but they got Dylan Brooks averaging 16, 17. They have 3 guys that
Didn't
can.
and John Morant like getting looked at for beating up some kid or something? Did anything investigating him for punching some kid in the face? Did you hear about that?
I wasn't gonna go there, but
I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, man, I got like I obviously they win in these games because of some form of aggression going on. Like I can't help but bring it up because if he really did that, fuck that dude, man. I don't know what that kid said to you, bro, or if you knew he was a kid. He might have been a big ass kid who looked grown. I don't know what happened, but damn, dude, come on, man. Like that ain't a good look.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
This is the Savage Cast. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Good job to the Grizzlies, I suppose, but man, that guy's starting to become real unlikable. You know who's still first in the West, though? The Nuggets, the Nougats. They are up there, my boy. They are.
Bro, Jokic is hooping, man.
You know what? My honorable mention surprise is the fact this man had a 30-point triple-double. But then again, it probably shouldn't be a surprise because that man is a baller. He's going for his 3rd MVP and a chip. Sorry to steal your surprise there, but I guess you were surprised they won 8 games straight. I was surprised this dude punched a child.
Oh man, yeah, I wasn't gonna bring that up, but I mean, hey,
he's like, man, I'm trying to get love from John on the internet, not hate. I'm my bad.
I read something.
He won't punch you, bro.
Oh man,
you're almost 30. He ain't gonna punch you. All right, I'm done. Oh,
you
I'm debating if I should cut that. I know I did. That was all improv right there.
I was gonna bring up a wild stat regarding Jokic. Damn, my guy. Whew. All right. Damn.
Sorry, internet.
Oh man, yeah, you lost me with that one.
Yeah, if y'all try to cancel me, just remember I didn't punch anybody. No.
Man, I was gonna that's gonna be the takeover right there, man. I thought I was gonna say something cool because Jokic just took over Wilt to be the only player with multiple 35-point triple doubles while shooting over 90% from the field. 90% from the field. Do you realize this dude has? I'll say if he keeps this up, he'll be very likely to be, if I'm not mistaken, the only player to win 3 straight MVPs since Larry Bird.
That would be interesting. I can't wait to see that. Then I'll have my 2 number 15 MVPs next to each other. I'll have a Mahomes MVP jersey back here. I'll have a Jokic MVP jersey back here. Right above those will be the championship Super Bowl Mahomes next to the other one I already have, and then we'll have the Jokic NBA Finals MVP.
I'm serious. I think Denver can do it this year, and I've never felt confident in saying that. I think Denver, if there's a year, listen, I'm saying Boston, they've lost some, like they had a very questionable loss against the Thunder. I think the Bucks are falling apart a little bit. Their chemistry with health and things like that. I think Denver has a real shot. I need them to stay healthy.
We've gone out of the playoffs and like we've been going to the playoffs, but we lose. And we're always injured. This dude, Jokic, tried to do it with the whole team on his back last year. He had no Jamal, no Michael Porter. Aaron Gordon was playing like fucking worse than Mason Plumlee was. So, like, I don't know. He just wasn't doing great. So I will say, yeah, for real, though. So I will say if we can stay healthy, knock on wood, right, we're going to ball out this season. And I cannot wait to see what happens as long as we don't let Luka embarrass us because that man's still scary.
I do not have faith in Dallas at all.
I'll tell you right now, though. No, because they're one-dimensional. But I'll say, my surprise was also in the NBA. Figured I would throw one out here for you. I know you like the NBA surprises. Mine is that even though we've heard about their resurgence, they've done a little better. They've moved Westbrook to the bench. You guys know where I'm going with this. LeBron and the Lakers are still not only under 500, but they are number 13 in the West. They are still getting airtime, but no one's mentioning the fact that they're not even in the play-in right now. And they're doing okay. Like what? I think you were yelling some stats off earlier. You said they were like 5 out of their last 8 games they
That's
won.
exactly what it was.
It doesn't help that the rest of the West is also balling out. I'm surprised that the Warriors are as low as they are. I think that they're 8th right now or 7th in the West. So it's just looking a little weird over there right now. Like right now to see the the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, and like the who is it, the Jazz being like the top teams right now. It's
Yeah,
just kind
and
of crazy to me.
what's even more surprising is that right now Sacramento has the best record in the state of California. Like I don't think that's ever happened in the Kings' history. They're 24-18. They're currently 4th in the West, and the Warriors are sitting at 8th. Like, what world are we living in where a De'Aaron Fox-led team, Sacramento, is 4th? Like, they're not even a play-in team. They're a top half-seeded team in the playoff season.
They're host. They get to host.
Yeah, like this is not how this is supposed to go. So, like I said, 5 out of their 8, and they're not gaining any ground, man. You have to go on. You have to string together 7, 8, 9 straight wins just to even remotely move to take a little bit. And the Lakers
being someone who roots for underdogs, man, you gotta love it though. Like all the teams right now on the top have not won a championship either ever or in many, many years. So it's pretty awesome to see, in my opinion. Denver is the only team that I personally root for that has never won a championship in any sport that I watch. All of my teams have won at least one, even if it was in the fucking 80s. So hopefully they can pull it off this year, man. I'm hoping for it so bad. Like I don't give a shit if Jokic gets the MVP. I want the man to get Finals MVP.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what his sights are on.
Something.
Yeah,
because like every year, like people don't even think about the Nuggets when they're talking about it. Like if I went and put $1 right now and then went in the Finals, I'd probably still come out making $50 on that shit because even with them being number 1 on the West, no one thinks they're gonna make it. It's crazy.
I mean, but Denver's always been a market.
Can you blame them?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Denver's always been a market like that where nobody's even like. I mean, yeah, maybe Carmelo and when AI and Iguodala, all those boys were there, but even then, I don't think they were like it was Kobe. It was Kobe. Everything was on the Lakers. Denver's always been a market where the NBA's overlooked them.
This is the most open that the West, I think, has been since the bubble. And outside of the bubble, I don't know the last time the West was this
that's
open.
what I was about to say. A non-bubble season, I can't think of a time where, because it's been OKC, San Antonio, Golden State. Before that, we had the Lakers. I can't think. It's been a very long time.
I mean, for the last 10 years, if Klay Thompson was healthy, you just weren't making it in the West. Like, you know what I mean? Like. It's tough because, exactly. Literally, like the Kobe era phased right into the Warriors era, essentially.
And you had San Antonio all the years.
Or I'm sorry, San Antonio, and then the Warriors. Yeah. It's stressful. So I would love to see the Nuggets take that spot. Selfishly, I feel like all my teams are coming up to take over, except for the MLB. The Royals, they went to 2 back-to-back and then said, "Nah, forget it. We like being underdogs." But the Chiefs have now become a dynasty. I would love to see the same thing happen with the Nuggets. I've got 2 number 15 MVPs on my teams now. All of a sudden, I'd love to see them both do some shit, man. Just say it. So, I don't know, man. We'll see. But if I had to put my money on it, I'm probably still not going to do it either because they just never do.
They don't. But this is a different team, dude. It's very hard to stop a team when they have 4 players averaging at least 16, 17 points. It's very difficult because everybody can get a bucket. And Jokic, he doesn't need 30 shots a game like some of these dudes do. Like LeBron, he takes 30 shots a game. Steph, he takes upwards of 20. This dude can dominate a game and only have 13, 14 shots in regards to Jokic. So you have a dude with crazy efficiency like that, shooting 13 or making 13 on 14 shots, only missing one free throw. That's scary efficient. And Jokic is on a tear this year.
Yeah, man. We'll see what happens, bro. But that's pretty much all the time we've got for this first half. I appreciate you jumping on and making some schedule arrangements to get you in this week. Appreciate everyone else who's watching. We're gonna take a quick little break, and then we're gonna be right back with Marengo and Knock. Caleb, appreciate you, and we'll see you next week, brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching the PK Sportscast. Just wanted to make a brief announcement about my sportsbook links below. If you click on any of those links, it's going to take you to the register or sign up page of that sportsbook. There, you can go ahead and create an account and start betting as you wish. Those promotions will change every single week, and each one of those signups helps out the podcast tremendously. We appreciate every single one we can get from you guys. And if you have any questions, just shoot me a message on YouTube or Twitter or Instagram or any of my other social medias. Those will be the best ways to get a hold of me. Other than that, appreciate you guys, and we'll go ahead and get back to the show. Well, guys, we are back. We got Mango and Knock in the building. What's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Doing good, man. Caleb said what's up to y'all. We'll go ahead and jump right into the same stuff we were talking about in the first half. We need to get you guys' opinion on some games this week. So we'll jump right into the first game. We got Jacksonville at Kansas City. Mango, what you think about Kansas City this week, man?
Oh man, Kansas City is going to put up some numbers. Jacksonville's had a hell of a run. I applaud them for the run they've gone on, and they're going to do great things next season. But they're running into a buzzsaw in Kansas City, and I think it's going to be a very stout victory. I'm taking Kansas City 32-17 in this game. I think they're going to put up some points. They're not going to take their foot off their throat. They're going to start putting them up early. Trevor Lawrence, he's a damn good quarterback, and I think he's going to keep progressing. But that defense is looking damn good at the right time. I'm calling for him to throw a couple picks. I don't see Jacksonville even making this a competitive game, to be honest with you, man. I root for the Jags, like I said, but Kansas City 32-17.
Okay. That's a strong statement. I like how you come out just firing on all cylinders. Hey, look, you see where I'm at? Look, I get it. I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, as big a fan as you're going to find. With that being said, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I think it's going to be a much closer game. Look, Kansas City didn't play anybody good for the last 5 weeks of the season. Then they just got a week off. They're well rested. But they're not battle tested right now. I'll tell you who is battle tested right now. Those damn Jaguars are battle tested. Those guys are ready. And they just scrapped through one hell of a game last week to come back. They know what's ahead of them, and they're going to come into Kansas City and they're going to punch us in the mouth. I think that it's going to be a very close game. Doug Peterson knows Andy Reid. He's probably been licking his chops for an opportunity to play his mentor in the playoffs. I just can't count Jacksonville out. With that being said, I take Kansas City in a barn burner, 34-31. But man, it is going to be a very close game, and I can't wait to go and see what happens out there.
The only place I'll disagree with you on is you said they didn't play anybody in the last 5 weeks, but we played 2 playoff teams in the last 5 weeks. We played San Francisco and LA. So I think that team's a lot more tested than you're giving them credit for, man. I think it's going to be a shellacking, but I don't disagree with you.
We played San Francisco in week
early.
7 or something like that.
They're on an 11-game win streak. It's been at least a minute. Yeah. We were the last team to beat them. Yeah.
Either way,
right.
We still played some playoff teams going into the playoffs. That team is tested. They're looking strong at the right time. I don't disagree with you, though. Jacksonville, Doug Peterson's a hell of a head coach. They did just come out of a scrappy game, so I've been wrong before. I was just wrong last week with Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, we both still take Kansas City. We both agree that Kansas City wins the game. I just think it's going to be a much closer game. Yeah. That's all. Jacksonville just looks really good, and I think Andy Reid is great after a bye. He doesn't lose too many times. Jacksonville did have a huge emotional win last week, and it's hard to come back after an emotional win. It takes a lot out of you. So I think it adds up with Kansas City at home dominating that game and winning ultimately. But I think Kansas City leaves with some bumps and bruises.
Man, I agree. I think the same thing. Jacksonville's going to come out, try to smack Kansas City in the mouth, and they may not be prepared if they're cocky. But I do think the Chiefs are going to do some Chiefs stuff, man. They're going to go out there. I said 31-20 on this one, man. But one I'm really excited about on the other side of the league is the Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Big division rivalry. Shout out to the NFC East for being 3 of the 4 teams left in the NFC. Knock. What you thinking, man? Giants, Philly.
Look, this is going to be a fun game to watch, but the Giants' luck has just finally run out. They're going up against just a better team, a better organization, a better quarterback, a better offensive set of skill position players. I think it's going to just be too much for the defense that to really contain. It didn't look good for them early in the season when they played. I don't think it's going to look a lot better. The offense of the Giants is just going to be a little too lethargic. Daniel Jones is not going to be able to throw for 300 yards and run for 78 more without getting his leg broke off in this game. So unless Say is going to have 200 rushing yards and just take over like Derrick Henry two years ago in the playoffs, you give me the Eagles and give me the Eagles by at least a touchdown.
Mm.
The Giants are hot, man. The Giants are hot. That Daniel Jones just played out of his mind last week. He had more rushing yards than Saquon. Saquon's trying to get fed. He's going to come out and smack the Eagles in the mouth. This is a division rivalry. The Giants know what they're walking into. They play him twice a year already. I think it's going to be a damn close game. But give me the Giants in this one. Give me the Giants in an overtime win, 30-27. I think Daniel Jones, he's going to go out there. He looks like a completely different quarterback. I don't know what is going on, but that coaching change has been fantastic for this kid. He's come out and he's not making the mistakes that we're used to from Daniel Jones. The Giants don't look like the Giants of the past couple of years. I don't know, man. Philly looks damn good, but Jalen Hurts isn't as mobile as he's been. He's dealing with an injury right now. He's not going to be able to get up and go like he has been all year either. So I don't know, man. I got a feeling about the Giants just like I did last week.
Oof. Ooh. Knock, what do you think of that take? I'm just curious.
It's horrible. It's a horrible take.
Come on now.
I try to find a way to sugarcoat that, but let's just be real here. The Giants and the Eagles are on 2 totally different echelons, totally different caliber of teams, totally different caliber of quarterback, a totally different caliber of defense. Look, the Eagles are completely better on both sides of the ball than the Giants. I feel as strongly about this as I did when I told you guys last week that Dallas was going to dominate Tampa Bay. I pointed out that Tampa Bay was 8-9. I pointed out that Tampa Bay was averaging 18 points on offense. I pointed all these things out. No one wanted to hear me, and Dallas came out. Dak himself put up 5 tutties, and Dallas dominated that game. And I feel as strongly about this. The Eagles are that team. The Eagles are not to be trifled with. You're not going to be the Giants and think you're going to go on the Lincoln Financial Field and dominate that game against the Eagles, even if they don't have Jalen. Even if they don't have Jalen, give me the Eagles by a tutty.
Come on.
Come on.
I will say I'm right in between what you guys are saying. I went 27-24 Eagles. I think that the Giants are going to put up a fight because it's the 3rd matchup this season, and it's hard to beat any team 3 times. That's a big reason I baited that close, but I think Philly definitely walks away.
There's no faith. There's no faith. You guys are closet Eagle fans. It's just BS.
I'm not a closet Eagle fan. I'm very vocal about my the Eagles being 2nd team in this league, but I
don't disagree with you that the Giants or that the Eagles definitely have more talent on both sides of the ball. I am not disagreeing with you at all because
they don't have Minnesota's defense.
I can't even tell you the top receiver on the Giants team. I have no idea who he is, but Daniel Jones knows who he is. He threw 300 yards last week.
It ain't Minnesota's defense. It ain't Minnesota's
I understand
defense.
it's not. I
They
understand.
Who's
let the Colts
Minnesota's
put up
top
33
corner?
straight.
Who's Minnesota's top corner?
You tell me, because I have no clue.
Exactly. But
But I mean,
I know
nobody's
Darius
going against
Slay. I know
nobodies at that
Darius
point.
Slay is the top corner in Philly.
All right. The Giants are coming out on top of this one.
All right. Well, with that one, man, let's go ahead and go. I mean, I think this next one is definitely much more debatable. And arguably going to be the best game this weekend. Cincinnati goes into Buffalo again. There was no winner last time. It's going to be a very emotional game. Marengo, who's walking away with the W?
Man, I've been going back and forth on this game just because both of these guys are so damn good. Both of these teams are so damn good. But I think Joe is just that dude right now, man. I don't think Josh Allen has looked much like Josh Allen in the past couple weeks. I think Joe and the Bengals are getting hot, and they're staying that way, man. They're running through the playoffs just like they did last year. That being said, I think it'll be a somewhat close game, but give me the Bengals 24-17.
Mango, you couldn't be more correct. Look, the Bengals and Kansas City are destined to play again.
Mm-hmm.
I told you last week that the Jags were destined to play Kansas City, Andy Reid and Peterson and blah, 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 right? Again, we're going to have it again. They remade the showdown between the Bills and the Bengals is taking place, and the showdown between the Chiefs and the Bengals is taking place. They're going to give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And everyone's going to see the Bengals and the Chiefs and going to say, that's the Super Bowl. That's the Super Bowl right there. So, that's what's going to happen. I'm excited to see it. The Bengals will win that game. I'm not sure how it's going to happen, but I expect Joe Burrow is going to come out looking like a G somehow with the cigar in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be one of those kind of things. It's going to be the Joe Burrow show, if you ask me. So give me the Bengals, but I agree with you. It's close. So what'd you say, Bengals by 3?
I said Bengals 24-17 by 7.
Okay, I'll take Bengals by 3. Give me Bengals by 3. That's really where I'm at.
I'm so surprised 3 out of 4 of us are going Cincinnati. I said the same thing, man.
Really?
I went Cincinnati 30-24 overtime touchdown.
I
went very detailed, actually. I went and I said that it was going to be 24-17 Buffalo until the final drive of the fourth quarter where Joe Burrow is going to throw deep. I said he was going to throw deep to Jamar Chase. Mixon gets the touchdown. Overtime, T. Higgins gets the winning tutty.
You're saying he's throwing to Jamar Chase, so the ball gets tipped.
No, no. I'm saying he gets it. He comes back, gets down the field with Jamar Chase on a big
I get what you're
game,
saying. Okay,
and they finish the drive with a Mixon tutty.
I took that like he just heaved the ball to Jamar Chase,
tipped,
and Joe Mixon caught it in the back of the end zone.
No. It's gonna be like that play a couple years ago where Kelsey caught the ball and he lateraled it to LaShawn McCoy. It'll be like that. No, but for Cincy by 6, that's what I ended up going with. That's a tough one to say though, man. It's gonna be a crazy game. I'm very excited to watch that matchup.
Yeah, we have a good slate of games.
Oh yeah, and the reason I say arguably the best game this weekend is because this next one would be the other one if there is one. Dallas goes into San Francisco. The two big defenses finally matching up with each other. These are two of the biggest powerhouses in the league. Knock. What's going to happen?
What have I been telling y'all all season? Can you guys finally agree with me? Can I finally one time? The Cowboys dominated Tampa Bay. Like I told you they would. Can we get it? How about them Cowboys on 3? 1, 2, 3. How about them Cowboys? Oh my God, you guys! You know what? After this game, Marengo. After this game, will you jump off of the Niners wagon and jump on the Cowboys?
Absolutely
because the Cowboys are about to beat the shit out of the Niners.
You could not be more wrong. You could not be more wrong.
The Cowboys are going to dominate them. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, I'm going to
Please,
tell you exactly
please.
why. Brock Purdy's luck has finally run out. Brock Purdy hasn't played a defense in his entire career at any level at the caliber of defense that he's going to run into when he meets Dallas Cowboys. Okay, it doesn't matter that he's at home. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter his defense because Bosa can't block. Okay, no one's going to be able to stop him whenever Parsons and the rest of them boys jump on his ass. And no one. And when you see that boy get scared, when you see him get hit, because I ain't never seen him get hit.
He gets hit
I don't
every
know what
damn
he's going to
week.
act like. No,
He gets hit every damn week. The boy
not
runs
that.
the ball for
Not
damn near 100 yards every time he touches the
no.
field.
I'm talking about that playoff third and
Come
long
on.
blind side knock your ass off hit. That bounty style hit
You know what?
that you get in the playoffs.
He ain't gonna have to worry about that.
I'm
Cause
gonna
San
tell you what.
Francisco.
When he's getting that pressure up the middle, and I'm telling you right now, we know what we're gonna get out of Dak when push comes to shove.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
Yeah, he's gonna throw picks.
But we don't know what we're gonna get out of Purdy. So I think the X factor is the way that young man plays. I will say for his very first playoff game against a mediocre Seattle team, he had one hell of a game. He had 300 passing yards. He had 3 touchdowns. He had no interceptions. He had no fumbles. The kid looked great. And I give him all the credit in the world. And I hope that he looks great again. I'm not going to bet on it. I'm going to bet that the Cowboys are going to do what the Cowboys have been doing. They're going to win a close game. It'll be low scoring. It'll be a defense-dominated game. But give me the Cowboys 23-20.
All right, I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong. All right, man. All right.
Enlighten me, Marengo.
All right. So you are right. Brock is going up against arguably the best defense in the league, because I think the best defense in the league is in San Francisco. We're gonna find out this weekend. But here's the deal, man. Dallas is gonna try to run the ball. San Francisco is gonna shut them down. What are they then forced to do? Throw the ball up top. They're gonna. San Francisco is gonna force Dallas to be one-dimensional on the offensive side. That's going to be the game changer right there. I'm not saying that Dallas's defense isn't going to affect Brock, but this kid has come out and looked like the goddamn truth, man. He don't give a damn who you are. He went in and demanded respect in that huddle, and he has demanded respect of that offense. And he has come out and looked like the best quarterback in the league since he started. I mean, what's he averaging? Damn near close to 300 yards. This kid is killing it right now, and you're telling me you don't believe in him because he just...
You're a Chiefs fan, and I can't believe that just came out of your mouth. I'm sorry.
I don't give a damn. I'm recognizing...
Our boy averages 300. All right.
I'm recognizing this kid right now because he is doing damn good in San Francisco. They're going to go in, and they're going to dominate Dallas at home. It's going to be 24-13, and Dak's going to throw 2 picks. And that's how they're going to get to 24, because other than those 2 picks, I think it's a close game. That San Francisco defense is going to be too much for Dak. You guys are giving him way too much goddamn credit because he had one good week. 2 weeks ago, that man just played the worst game of his life. This kid's streaky. He has been his whole career, and he's going home next week.
What was the score you said?
24-13.
24-13. That's a funny score you picked because I also went 24-13.
Did you really?
Dallas.
So
Dallas,
I feel like a guy that I've seen before where he listens to people talk shit and then he just hits them with facts and then they get mad or they shut up. Okay, and I want to tell you something right now. You're high. Okay, you're totally off base. Because I'm not going to call you a liar, so I'm just going to say that you're high. So what I'm going to do for you, I'm going to do this for you. I'm going to go ahead and read off the games that he started this year, Brock Purdy, and I'm going to read off his basic stat line, and you tell me if he's the best quarterback in the league, averaging over 300 yards or some kind of 300 yards a game. First game, 17 of 26, 217 yards, 2 tutties. The next game, 15 of 22, 234 yards, 2 tutties, 1 pick. The next game, 22 of 35, 284 yards, much better game, 2 tutties, 1 pick. His fourth game, he was 15 of 20 for 178 yards, but he had 3 tutties. This last game, he was 18 for 30, 332, and 3 tutties. So this is the thing. He's not that dude. He's a game manager. He's not turning the ball over. He has a decent completion percentage, but he's averaging closer to 250 than 300. And he's managing these games because he does have one of the best defenses in the league. Purdy is not that dude. And this is the teams that he did it against. Those stat lines, let me tell you the teams he did it against. Seattle, Washington, Vegas, Arizona, and Seattle. So Seattle twice, and then Vegas, Arizona, and Washington.
Okay. So a Seattle team
He ain't played nobody.
A Seattle team's a playoff team that has been damn good all season.
I didn't say that they're not a playoff team, but what I'm saying is they don't have a defense even anywhere in the category of the top 15 of the league. They're not even a top half in defense. So I'm just saying Brock Purdy has a lot. He's got a big mountain to climb. I just don't want you to bet the house on it, man, because I don't want you to be trying to live on my couch. Okay, so don't bet the house on that.
I am. I'm all in on Brock Purdy. I think you are completely off. I don't give a damn what you're saying to me right now. 250, 300 yards. The kid has come out, and you said what? 1-2 picks since he started. Shit, I don't give a damn. He played a Seattle team that got into the playoffs. You can say whatever you want about him because Tampa Bay was one of the bottom fucking barrel teams, and they only got in because of their damn division. So Dallas going in and putting a shellacking on them last week. I mean, if we want to talk shit, let's bring that up. 250 yards. I don't think he's going to touch 300 yards, but he's going to go in and get the dub like he has in the last 5 games.
Yeah, I think this game has the potential to be the most fun to watch.
I think y'all should put some money on it.
It could be.
I think y'all should put some money on it.
I think this will be really fun to watch. Hey, look, if you want to put some money on it, speak on it, but you can't make us put money on something.
I said Dallas was in it.
I feel like I'm in middle school. It's like I think y'all should fight.
No. Listen. I just know last week you was talking about Caleb didn't let you in on the bet, so you trying to bet on Dallas. You trying to bet on?
Yeah, that was a bet that I wanted to be in on. That was the bet I wanted to be on, not the one you wanted me to be in.
Hold on.
No,
hold on. Matter of fact, PK, my Venmo is actually looking pretty dry from last week. Didn't we have a bet going on that Dallas game?
Hey man, look, Dallas beat Tampa so bad, dude. I got to put you on a 3-month monthly installment.
Oh, come
on that, dude.
Man.
That was that. I think I lost like $100. I think I lost $142 or something.
Brett Maher and Tom Brady both saved you some money at the end of the game. Come on now.
Man,
hey, Brett Maher, thank you for saving me $4, my boy, my guy. Save me a fucking meal. No, man. I don't know which one I'm more excited for: the Cincy Buffalo game or the Dallas San Francisco. I mean, both of those are gonna be great. Obviously, all the games are great, but
who are you taking in Dallas San Francisco? Did you tell us?
Dallas 24-13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, buddy. That's the one. That's what's going to happen. And now it is time for our favorite segment. As we do every week, we've got some surprises for you guys. Mine was an NBA topic. We don't even need to go back into it. But let's go ahead and jump over to Marangos.
Yes, sir.
Marango,
you already know, man. My boys. My boys. Dominating KU last night. Let me restart, man. They weren't dominating. It was a close-ass game. Went to overtime, which the end was just fucking wild for everybody. But you know what? We got the dub. That's what mattered. Caleb, I love you, man. K-State's coming for that ass, man. Number 13 takes down number 2. They're going to get the Big 12 title in not only football this year, but basketball. Watch out for my boys. Watch out for them. They're coming.
You're insane. You're insane. Rock chalk.
Oh, come on. How can you say that
the
after
sun
last night?
shines on a dog's behind every now and then. Even a blind squirrel can get a nut.
Oh man.
So,
he did
you know
admit
what I
that
mean?
he did admit that it was a surprise for him.
It was a surprise for me, to be honest. Going into last night, these games have not gone very well for us in the past few years.
At least you're fair.
In the past few
about
years.
it.
So I was
Yeah.
very excited last night to go in and get the dub.
Hey, you got to celebrate when you
Yes,
can.
sir.
They won a close game and definitely deserved the
Hey,
win.
you know what? We got to
But-
go to Allen Fieldhouse in about 2 weeks, so we'll see what's really up when we get there.
Oh yeah, that'll be a
That's
fun
gonna be a good one.
rematch. Yeah, they're gonna put that on prime time
Oh yeah, they got to.
for sure.
Knock, what you got for a surprise, man?
You know what? My surprise is really simple, guys. How you guys not showing Dak Prescott the love he deserves? Everyone's talking all this smack. Everyone's hating on Dak. Everyone's clowning about how he played in week 17. It didn't matter. He comes out, he balls out, 4 touchdowns in the air, 1 on the ground. What else can the guy do? And they acting like he's played like Kirk Cousins did.
He went and did that against
You know?
a team that barely made
So,
it into the
hold on.
damn playoffs, man.
He
Hold
did.
on,
Look,
hold on.
but they got
So
in
are you
because
saying-
of their defense.
Hold on.
The
So
Bucs,
are you also saying that
the
you were
Bucs got
surprised?
in because
Are you
they have
also
a shit
saying,
division. The Bucs got in because they
Knock,
got a
are
shit
you also
division.
saying that you are surprised that Dak had 4 touchdowns in the
No,
air? And
I'm
1
not.
On the ground?
I'm saying I'm surprised
sounds
people
like.
aren't giving him the credit that he deserves. I'm surprised when no one is talking about how Dak is back, about how Dak's fingers gotten better. No one's talking about how he came out and topped the team that beat them the first week of the season. They're not talking about how he bounced back after having a tough week. They'll give all these other quarterbacks all the credit in the world. You can have a guy like Trevor Lawrence throw all those picks in the first half, albeit he's a few years younger. He does great in the second half, and they want to anoint him like his name is Herbert or Allen. But Dak Prescott is still the black Kirk Cousins, and it just bothers me.
Here's the thing. I don't know who you're talking about, but I haven't seen anybody say anything about Dak after he had one of the best games of his season, if not his career, right?
Yeah,
So
no one is talking about how he's that dude.
Hold on. So I'm saying, but they are now that they say he had a great game, but I'm just saying, like, going into that game, you know, first off, it was against Tampa Bay, who y'all told me how terrible they are. They're the only team in the playoffs with an under 500
offense
record.
is terrible.
Their defense is also terrible.
No, their defense gives up 20 points a game. Their defense is one of the top defenses in the league.
You wouldn't have been able to tell that this last week.
I told you guys last week. Y'all don't listen.
Let me finish though. So the thing is,
I told him last week too.
Like Dak went into that game missing like 4, 5, 6 games, and he still almost took the record of most turnovers from Josh Allen. So like, yeah, I'm sorry, the dude had the best game of his career for sure, but is he like? I don't know who called him the Black Kirk Cousins.
That is exactly.
That's pretty messed up.
That's how I said. That's how people treat him. That's how people treat him.
No,
that's
man,
all I'm saying.
It's because there's no consistency with Dak Prescott, man.
He generally is Kirk Cousins, though. Regular season champ. He won a game this season, though. So congrats to Dak for sure. I mean, he had a great game, but that's a. And
you know what? I'm glad you mentioned him coming back.
I'm surprised he got 5.
I'm glad you mentioned him coming back from injury, because that was a hell of an injury to come back from. Most quarterbacks can't do that, and he's played kind of lackluster, but he did put up a hell of a game last week, so I guess congrats to him. But
we're going to see what happens this week. I'm excited to see him against the Niners defense.
Yeah.
I'm on the bandwagon until they face the Eagles next week, because I think they're going to win, but, I think it stops at the NFC chip for good old Dakota.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But it's a good run.
I'm excited. Saturday is going to be a great day. I'm excited about this Chiefs game. I know the Jags are going to be bringing it. They have a dynamic offense too. They have a good defense, so I think it's going to be an exciting game to watch. I'm locked and loaded, baby. I'm ready to go.
It's coming down to the wire, man. We're a month out from the Super Bowl. I'm so excited. Need Cincy to get that win this weekend. I need another AFC hosted at Arrowhead. Need that.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I appreciate you guys jumping on here. As always, it's awesome having you guys on. Thank you to everyone who's watching, and best of luck on your bets this weekend with the playoff games. We will see you guys next week.
Later.